So let's now just add the functionality to set the main photo and delete a photo, and we'll head back to VS Code, and we'll start off in our agent.ts file, and we'll just add the two methods we need inside here. So we'll add the set main photo, and this is going to take the ID, which is going to be a string, and we'll say requests dot post in this case, and add the backticks and photos /$ and ID, and then / and set main. And because it's a post, we'll just need to add an empty object here. And since we're here, let's just add the method to delete photo as well. And this is also going to take an ID of string, and we'll say requests.delete, and add the backticks and / photos /$ and ID, and that's all we need for our delete method. So let's now head to our profile store and deal with the set main photo. We'll just go through and add all the functionality for this one first of all. And we'll go to our profile store, and let's add a method underneath our upload photos. So just underneath this one, we'll add another action, and this one's going to be to set the main photo. And we'll pass in our photo, which is going to be of type iPhoto. And what we also need is another loading indicator here, and we've called this one uploading photo. So let's just add another one that's just called loading in this case, and I'll say observable loading equals false, and spell observable correctly, and scroll on down again, and we'll just say list.loading equals true, and then we'll just add the try catch block and pass in the error. And what we'll do here is we'll say await agent.profiles.setMainPhoto, and just pass in the photo ID, and we need to make this an async method as well. And then we'll add our running action, and we'll need to set a few properties here, because if we are setting the main photo, then we'll need to update both our user object inside the user store, and we'll also need to adjust the photos in our photos array inside our profile, so that we can set locally inside our profile photos which one is the main photo, and we'll also need to update the profile image as well. So what we'll do is we'll say list.rootstore.userstore.user.image, and we need to make this optional, so or add an exclamation mark to get around the TypeScript issue here, and then we'll set this to the photo.url. We'll then need to do the same thing for the profile images, and we'll need to use exclamation mark here as well, because we're not wrapping this in an if statement on this occasion. So we'll say list.profile.photos.find, and what we want to do is get the main photo and then set this one to false. So we'll say a and a.isMain, and again we'll need to use the exclamation mark and say isMain equals false, and then we'll need to get the photo that matches this photo ID and set this main property to be true. So we'll say list.profile exclamation mark .photos.find, and then we'll say a.id equal to photo.id, and then we'll say isMain, and we'll set this equal to true. And then we just need to set the profile image itself equal to the photo.url. And in the error, in this case, we also need to turn off our loading indicator, so we'll say list.loading equals false. And in the catch block, we'll add a toast for an error, and we'll just say problem setting photo as main. And we'll also turn off the loading indicator, but we need to do this inside an action, otherwise we're going to get a warning. So we'll say this.loading equals false. And this should be enough, so let's go to our profile photos again, and inside here we obviously want to add this functionality to our main button. So let's bring in the setMainPhoto method. And what we'll do is on our main photo, we'll use the onClick event, add the arrow function, and we'll say set main photo, and we'll send up the photo. And we'll also give it the loading indicator as well, so let's also bring in loading from the store. And in the button, let's say loading equals loading. And if we go and test, we should be able to see this functionality in action. So let's go across to the browser again. And I'm just going to turn this back to false so that we don't see the photo widget immediately. And let's head back up to the add photo mode and just set this state to false initially. And head back to the browser. And what we should be able to do is click on the button here, and it should set our photo to main. And it does indeed, it works. The annoying thing is that we see the loading indicator on every single button there, but it is doing the job. It's setting our profile image, it's setting our navbar image, and these are all updating when I click this particular button. But it'd probably be a good idea to isolate the button that we're clicking on so that we only show that one as spinning when we're attempting to set our main photos. So we'll take a look at how we can do that next.